Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well, and I want to welcome everybody to a DVD update. Picked up a pretty decent stack of movies. In the past couple of days, I've noticed a lot of the thrift stores and Goodwills. They are starting to carry a lot of cool stuff that I normally don't come across, and it's kind of weird because a lot of places recently have been they've kind of been stale for the most part. I never usually can find anything. I may find one or two things, but if you look back like a few years ago, I was able to find like tons and tons of stuff, whether it was getting added to my collection or I was flipping it online. Um, there just tended to be a bigger selection. But this time around, like I said, I still managed to pick up a few. So let's get right into it. So the first one here is a blind buy, but it's called Kart Racer. Now I'm not a big fan of like NASCAR type stuff and things like that. But I wanted to get it because it's got Randy Quaid in it and David Gallagher. And I am a fan of Randy Quaid, at least some of the stuff he's done. And this looks like a fun movie. It's from 2003, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Then I picked up an Ernest classic, which I think I'm going to start trying to pick up all the other films that he's done. But I picked up Ernest Saves Christmas. Now, I like this movie, but it's not one of the Ernest films that I grew up watching on a constant basis. A lot of times it was either Ernest Goes to Jail or Ernest Scares Stupid. I didn't get a chance to see all the other films that he's done, except for maybe two at least. But yeah, really glad to pick this one up, and I am looking forward to revisiting that one. This next one that I picked up stars Robert Downey Jr. and Heather Graham, and that's Two Girls and a Guy. Um, Looks pretty interesting. It looks like an early 2000s film before he would be casted as Iron Man. Um, I don't know if it's like a comedy, a drama, a little bit of both, or what, but I figured with the cast alone, I'd give it a shot. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay $3.99 for it. It was only a buck at the thrift store. This next one that I picked up is The Last Dragon. I remember watching this a few years ago and having a really good time with it. It's fun, it's cheesy, but it is entertaining. It's from like I think the late 80s, I believe, and there are some actors in here that are recognizable. But I do plan to upgrade this pretty soon because I didn't realize that this is actually going for like $12.99 on Blu-ray. Not this DVD, but the Blu-ray is going for $12.99. So I will definitely be upgrading that. The next one here, I picked up. I know is getting a Blu-ray release pretty soon, or like a re-release, and that is Disturbing Behavior with Nick Stahl, Katie Holmes, and James Marsden, who's well known for the X-Men movies. This came out in the late '90s, around the same time with films like The Faculty. I believe Teaching Mrs. Tingle came out at the same time. A lot of these like I guess weird type of high school films. Hell, I think even Carrie 2 The Rage came out the late 90s or so, around like maybe 97. But yeah, looking forward to revisiting this one. It's been quite some time. Um, I'm not sure who else is in this, but eventually I will upgrade this too. That's the cool thing about finding movies for a buck. If I want to upgrade them, I can and I can get my money back. So it's always nice to be able to do. Next, we have a comedy film from 2000 and when did this come out? It says 2001, 2002. Um, it's got a pretty decent cast. I mean, we have Natasha Hestridge, Leslie Nielsen, and Skeet Ulrich, I believe is how you pronounce his name. But it's Chili Dogs. Never seen it. I don't believe it has a Blu-ray release. But I'm looking looking forward to checking it out. It looks like it's going to be a fun movie. So that was a really cool find. Picked up a wrestling DVD. Uh, this is one of my favorite wrestlers. I have to when it comes to certain wrestlers, I kind of have to, separate the two, separate the wrestler from the person. But I picked up Jeff Hardy, My Life, My Rules. Yes, I do like Jeff Hardy. As a athlete, yes, I think he's a phenomenal athlete. Maybe his run with WWE has kind of been up and down, same with TNA. But I have to separate him from Jeff Hardy, the person who's got a lot of personal issues going on, drinking problems, and things like that. So I always have to separate the two. Because you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be sitting there and going, oh, well, if you like Jeff Hardy, you must like the fact that he does this or that. And no, that's not the case. I always separate the two. Yeah, he's had some great matches, him and his brother. I grew up, in the 90s. So at that time, those were the guys I was watching, them and the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian. The next one here that I picked up, I was very happy to find. I looked on eBay and saw that the Blu-ray, I don't think is too expensive. But I know there's also a re-release on DVD and Blu-ray, but those have no special features. But I found The Monster Squad. Great movie, great 80s classic. I've always loved this movie. I wish I could say more about it, but there's tons of features. We get like a 5-part retrospective, deleted scenes, interviews, audio commentary. So very happy to find this. Again, I will eventually upgrade a lot of these to Blu-ray. I'm doing that right now with my VHS tapes and some of the DVDs I have, because I just realized I ran out of space on my shelf and I don't really have a whole lot in my room, so I'm kind of consolidating a lot. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who goes through this. I'm sure there's a lot of us. Picked up a couple movies that are in those like jewel cases. Now, a lot of people, who grew up in the 90s will know that a lot of DVDs would come out in like that jewel type case. The well-known popular case out there is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre meat package case. Which I believe the front is like a different cover art, but behind it is looks like a package of meat. But I did manage to find 3 of them. So the first one here that I picked up is Cyclone. This stars Martin Landau and Jeffrey Combs. Main reason why I got it, if you're a fan of the Reanimator or any of the Reanimator films, then you'll definitely know who Jeffrey Combs is. So looks like a fun action thriller type of film, so I'm looking forward to that one. Then I picked up Sister Street Fighter with Sonny Chiba. Looking forward to it. I'm sure it's gonna be like one of those like fun action films, so that was a really cool find. And then I found a Bruce Lee film, Fist of Fear, Touch of Death. I'm looking forward to watching this. I'm sure these are available on Blu-ray. I think a good majority of his movies have been released on Blu-ray, so yeah, it was a really cool find. The next one here that I picked up is the Dream Team with Michael Keaton, Christopher Lloyd, Peter Boyle, and Stephen Furst. I remember watching this a few years ago and really, really enjoying it. It's just a fun movie. It's trying to figure out who else is in this. It doesn't say. But yeah, it's a good time. It's one of those movies you could sit back and just, waste the day away. So glad to find that. I've been also trying to find a lot of Michael Keaton films to add to the collection. The next one here is called Attila. I don't know how you pronounce it, but the main reason I got this was because of the cast. I mean, we have Powers Booth, Tim Curry, and Gerard Butler. Those are the big 3 names. It's early 2000s, so this is kind of before Gerard Butler became the big star that he is today. He did a lot of films in like the early 2000s. You know, he's in Dracula 2000 playing Dracula, but it wasn't until 300 came out where he really started becoming this mainstream star. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So to find something, you know, that was earlier in his career is definitely awesome. I mean, you got Powers Booth, who unfortunately uh, passed away a couple years ago. We've got Tim Curry, one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite musicians, because he does have his own albums out there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think that's the only people I know of. I don't think there's anybody else in here. I'd have to look online, but yeah, that was a cool find there. Then I found these Diamond Entertainment releases. Now, Diamond Entertainment is well known for releasing a lot of cool stuff, and also just stuff that you wouldn't see at the time get a DVD release. But of course, a lot of these got separate DVD releases, and they would go on to get Blu-ray releases and things like that. So the first one I picked up here is a horror double feature of Christmas Evil and Silent Night, Bloody Night. Main reason I got it was because of Christmas Evil. It's a movie I've been wanting to check out, and a movie I do eventually want to get on Blu-ray. So I am looking forward to it. The transfers are not the greatest. A lot of times you can tell it looks like they just transferred from the VHS tape, but you know, they're not the best releases. But you know, they've had a great variety, from ranging from old black and white classic horror to action films to just pretty much everything you can think of, just about. So I found that one. And then this one I found, I'm going to take out the disc because the case is broken. But I found Count Dracula and His Vampire Brides. So that was pretty cool to find. Um, Now, if you're someone out there who's looking to upgrade, you know, these type of films, especially the diamond releases, I highly recommend checking out the sold comps on eBay, because a prime example would be this Christmas Evil, Silent Night, Bloody Night. One copy sold used for around $16 with free shipping. So if you paid $1 after fees and shipping, you still would walk away with a little over $10 in profit. And not only that, but if the Blu-ray's $20 or it's 16 bucks, you can end up paying very low to you know, basically pay low to get the Blu-ray. And there's a YouTuber who does that. That's kind of what inspired me, was to pick up some of these movies that I know have a Blu-ray release, to kind of, you know, watch it, then eventually upgrade and sell the DVD. The Bored Cyborg, I will put the link to his channel down in the description below. But he does that. He'll pick up a lot of the DVDs out there that he knows have a Blu-ray release, and eventually when he gets enough copies, he'll sell them on eBay. Excuse me. He'll sell them on eBay to cover the Blu-ray releases. And I thought that was like the smartest thing to do. I don't know why I didn't think of that later on. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with some of my Blu-rays. They announced the first 3 Child's Play movies on 4K that are going to be coming out this September or August. And then we have the Fright Night film coming out to 4K. I have the Blu-ray. So that's my goal, is to basically get the Blu-rays, sell them, and then cover the difference on the 4Ks. And I think it's kind of a smart move. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if I've been rambling on too much. But comment down below what your thoughts are. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. We're at 179. I'm trying to hit that 200. We're only 31 away to hit that 200 mark. And then once I hit the 200 mark, I will be throwing a contest. So with that being said, again, take care, and I'll see you next time.